This video is about command line arguments in Go. So if you want to take command line arguments as input, perform some action on it, then you have to use a package called OS. And we have already talked about the FMT package earlier in the previous videos. Here we are adding one more import to the OS package. And when we are using OS, it contains a variable args, okay, and this variable is a splice. It looks like an array if you are familiar with Java, C, etc., but it is a splice. What is sorry, a slice. It is a slice. What is a slice? A slice is like an array, but it is more flexible, as in its size can increase or decrease. Okay, so it is like a flexible array only. Okay, so that is a slice, and args is a slice inside OS package. Now, here we are taking three values from the slice. The zero, uh, which means the first position, the value at the first position. If you are familiar with arrays, it works similarly. Zero is the first position, one is the second position, two is the third position. So this entire thing, like we could use args 0, which would mean the value that is present at position 0 of args. But since it is a part of the OS package, we have to write os.args. So whatever value is present at index 0, not position 0, index 0 of os.args, that thing will be printed. Okay, this left part, this is just for making it look pretty, nothing else, and making it more understandable when it is printed in the terminal below. You'll see it in a minute. Then similarly, the second position or index 1, third position or index 2. So we are getting the values at these 2 points, which are the actual command line arguments. The first one will not be the command line argument, it is the command only. So the first is the command, the second is the first argument, and third is the second argument, then so on. Okay, so if we have to run it, there is simple, like it will run simply. We just need to add the arguments after that. So it will be like go run, and then name of the class rat1 dot go, and then the arguments. For example, let's say cat and mouse. Okay, press enter, and we have the first argument is the command itself. The command, like it is executing it. So like rat1.exe, like instead of like build and then do it, it is just running it. Okay, then second is the first argument that we passed cat, and then mouse. Okay, so we have got our values, and then we can work on it, which we'll see in later videos. And now let's try to print it in another way. So instead of, like, if we have like 10 values and if we want to print it, you'll have to write it 10 times. You can use a for loop, but there is for loop in Go, but a for loop is again time complexity wise not as good as this solution. And what is this solution? So simply fmt.println. Okay, and then we know that the variable is os.args, so just os.args. Okay, now since it is a slice, not an array, we can, like in this, in slice in Go, we can just get the values. Okay, from m to n. So if we want values from m to n, like m and n are index, so we can just write that. And let's say we don't want the first because that is not a value, right? So we want the second and third. uh, so this will be 1 because we don't want the position, the value at index 0. We want the value at 1. Okay, and it should go till the end. Okay, now we have 2 right now, but we can enter more values. So the better way, the robust way would be len of os.args. Okay, so len of os.args will return the length. Okay, so this function will return the length of os.args, the splice. So from index 1, not 0, we don't need 0, from 1 to the end. Okay, length like if for this the length will be 3. Okay, so from 1 till 3. Now you might wonder, like it is 0, 1 and 2, 3 is not present over here. The index 3 is not present over here. So why am I saying 3? Like if it takes from 1 to 3, we do not have 3. It will give an error, right? So it works like this. The first one, uh, the from index, so the from index is inclusive. That is, it will take the value that is present at index 1. Okay, it will include it. It is inclusive. The second one, or the to index, to this point, this is exclusive. Okay, so this will be, the value here will be excluded. It will not be a part. It will not be there. So here this entire thing len os.args, then will this will return 3, but it will only go till 2. So 1 2, uh, like since 3 is excluded, so it will not look at index 3. And this is generally common in other programming languages also, and it is done for the sake of simplifying the uh, logic, because like generally we use till len only, otherwise we would have to write -1. So okay, just to make it clear, I'll write here fmt dot println, and then let's say len of os.args. Okay, so we'll also see the length of it. Let me run it again. So the length is 3. Okay, as we can see, it prints 0 1 2, and then it prints the length, which is 3, and it will take from 1. This value we know it is 3, so from 1 to 3, but 3 is excluded, so 1 and 2 only. Just to make it clear, if you haven't understood it yet, uh, dog, elephant, rhino. Okay, so the length becomes 6. It is the old logic. It was a very static, not dynamic code. Okay, so it was stuck at 0 1 and 2 only, so it prints 0 1 and 2. Now we get our length over here, and length is 6. As we can see from here, it is 5 plus 1, that is the command itself. So the total length is 6, and then it prints the value cat mouse dog. Okay, so it is as simple as that. Okay, now one more thing which is not related to the topic exactly, but it is also important, is when we are importing two or more packages, we don't need to write it in like write the import again and again. Okay, we can simply, what we can do is add a parenthesis over here, opening, and then a closing one over here. Okay, and let me just remove it. And you know, as I have shown in previous video, when I save it, it will be formatted correctly. I save it, and as it is formatted correctly, you can also use the fmt command. And so we have fmt os, and any more packages you want to add, so you can just press enter and double quotes and keep on adding. So you don't have to write import again and again. You can simply use the like list of all the packages you want to import. Okay, so you can do like that. And if you want to see if it is working or not, just it is working. So that is all for this video. Let me show you the entire code. So that is all. Bye.